LEGO Marvel Superheroes. After the release of both the Avengers movie and LEGO Batman 2 last year, I just knew a Marvel counterpart was around the corner, and I was so excited when it was announced. Wanna know why? Because LEGO are good with free roaming. Spider-Man is in this game. Spider-Man hasn't had good free roaming since Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. If LEGO Marvel is awful but they nail the web swinging, I'll be happy. Although it would be pretty hard by this point to screw up a LEGO game. The formula is so tried and tested by now that there's little room for fault. And although we're all used to seeing Iron Man and the Hulk in the same scene together, it's so weird to see Spider-Man, Wolverine and Mr. Fantastic in the same room, even if they are just LEGO. The story is pretty much as comic booky as it gets. All the bad guys are doing bad stuff, so all the good guys get together and take down the bad guys doing the bad stuff. Oh, and there's some cosmic bricks involved or something. And although it is good to see LEGO trying out some original stories, I still don't really like that they all talk. The charm of the LEGO games is that they had to be creative and tell the story without speech. Giving them voice actors just makes it like any other Marvel game for me. And it's so clear that Traveller's Tales only added voice actors to the franchise so they could make a LEGO movie. They didn't add voice actors to benefit the game only because they could get money off making a movie. It's so corporate and obvious, but I'm getting off topic. Either way, I'm a little meh on the voices, but it's no big deal really. Whatever gives Troy Baker an excuse to flaunt his awesome talents.
I need to know more about these special bricks and what they can do.
Intruder alert. Security activated.
Though he does have a cool throne and a metal face.
Just listen to that awesome Loki voice. Is there anything he can't do? The only voice I cannot accept is Tony Stark's.
Sorry, surfer dude. You're headed for a wipeout. Holding Grand Central hostage at rush hour? Now that's criminal. Save those Hulk smashes for the bad guys, alright?
Wow, okay, wow, that sounds nothing like him at all. That's like no attempt made to even resemble Robert Downey Jr. There are 7 billion people on planet Earth. I'm sure there is someone out there who sounds more like Robert Downey Jr. than that guy. Everything else about this game is pretty much the same as before. You collect the studs to buy the things and do the things to get the gold brick things. Except this time round, replacing the citizens in Peril from LEGO Batman 2, or Stan Lee's in Peril. Hidden Stan Lees that you have to find and rescue in every level. That is amazing. The way that they even acknowledge in the game that he keeps appearing in the movies is fantastic. Stan Lee is officially canon. I just realised I accidentally wrote in the script, Stan Lee is officially Conan. I don't know whether that means Conan O'Brien or Conan the Barbarian. Just Stan Lee is officially Conan. That'd be great casting.
Do you want to live forever?
EXCELSIOR!
For me, my favourite thing about the LEGO games is the free roaming. I know I said in my GTA 5 review that I'm not a big fan of free roaming, but let me rephrase. I'm a fan of free roaming if A, you can fly, or B, you can play as Spider-Man. Something this game has both of. But comparing it with LEGO Batman 2, I actually have quite a few problems with the free roaming. When you're flying around, the X and circle buttons do two things. The X button makes you go faster as well as ascend, whereas the circle button makes you slow down as well as stop flying entirely. There was one mission in particular where I had to fly through some rings going directly down, and I just couldn't do it. Pressing X to go faster instead made me avoid the ring completely. For God's sake, it's 2013 and we still can't fly through rings in a superhero game. Doesn't that sound familiar? It was so infuriating, and I don't remember having any of these problems playing as Superman, which is pretty ironic. And weirdly enough, the game doesn't let you change character at first. You have to go to these weird shield stations to do it manually, and only then can you do it on the fly. And as far as I know, the game never tells you that. I had to find that out on my own. All I wanted to do was free roam with Spider-Man, which, by the way, is awesome. It isn't quite as fast and fun as the PS2 game, but it still gets it pretty right. It looks especially awesome when you're playing in multiplayer, and you can see your buddy swinging around in the background. I never knew how much I wanted a multiplayer free-roaming Spider-Man game, because this is so much fun. My final problem with the free roaming is that this city isn't really that interesting. I guess it's an unfair comparison putting next to such a rich and deep place like Gotham City, but it just seemed pretty generic. And to match, it's also coupled with the most generic music ever. god, it sounds like I'm playing Disney Infinity. Apart from those little problems, LEGO Marvel is awesome. Like I said, all of the problems seem to go away knowing that they got the web swinging down to a T. I have to say though, while I do definitely prefer LEGO Batman 2, LEGO Marvel Superheroes is still a perfectly good LEGO game. But if there's one thing that I find hilarious, is that Deadpool is better represented here than he was in his own game.
You're calling them cosmic bricks?
Oh, shut up, Tony Stark.
You should know by now he's one of the good guys.
Hey, shut up.
Ow, ow, and
What?
more ow.
That's it.
You always waste so much saliva!
For those of you that aren't really liking the mini reviews as much, I promise the next review will be a full-length review, so call your jets, people! Because I'm landing this plane. I'm landing this plane in full-length review town. See, this is why I don't do improv. I say that all the time, don't I?